Absolute dynamite. Oh my goodness. Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. I'm here in Phoenix. Eddie, what the hell happened?
Oh, it's absolutely wild. I mean, one of the best atmospheres I've ever experienced, like pre-fight, even during the fight. I mean, after 2 rounds, I'm thinking, Chavez is in this, he's dangerous. And then even through 4 rounds, when they had that big tear up at the end of the 30-second trade-off at the end of the 4th, probably had it all square. 5th round, Danny started letting go, busted Chavez's nose with a right hand. And then I just saw him go back to the corner. And when he busted his nose, it was absolutely pouring blood. And you could see him and he went back to the corner and he just went straight up to, I think it's Freddie Roach, and said, I can't continue with my nose. I just thought, don't do that. And then I think they tried to convince him to carry on. He turned to the ref, he went, I can't breathe. I'm done.
Did he quit?
Of course, but it's so hard for us to call these guys quitters, because you bust your nose, you can't breathe. Like we wouldn't want to carry on. Do you know what I mean? But it's what they do, and unfortunately for Chavez Senior, it's for Junior. But Junior, he's Mexican, and these people are extremely passionate. They're fighting people. Mikey Garcia was sitting next to me, and he was like, "Man, you can't do that." And you saw the reaction. I mean, I need a new whistle. I weren't leaving the ring. Because I was like this.
I want to give you some props, man. Because I was walking back and I was looking at the ring. I was like, "Where's Eddie? I thought the security would have took you out. You stood in the ring, slipping, dipping."
I was. What it was, you got to look out for the odd beer that's coming.
Yeah, but the one's behind you.
No, but then like this, and one comes over the back, and I was in there for about 15 minutes, and I missed everyone. And just as I was about to get out of the ring, I had one on that leg and one on that leg. It's weird because there was no fighting. Really, I know there's a couple of people.
There was one in the crowd.
Yeah, but it wasn't. They didn't even do anything. I saw it. They were sort of yeah. But sometimes I've been in environments before when you get crowd trouble. There was no crowd trouble. They were just slinging beers at Chavez. But it weren't the best because there was a few coming over, and I think someone got one on the bonds. But it was just wild, and it was a shame because it was a really good fight. 5 rounds, and I was thinking, do you know what? It's a really good fight. And I was just laughing with Danny Jacobs. He was going, "You've got a soft spot for Chavez." And you know what? I really have. Like, I think he's a vulnerable kid, and I think he's a little bit crazy. And I felt like tonight, I didn't think he'd win the fight tonight, but I felt like if he just gave it his all, he would get the redemption. And after 5 rounds, there wasn't one person watching in a crowd or at home that wasn't going, "Fucking hell, go on, Julio." And then he ruined it all. Do you know what I mean?
Go back to the atmosphere. I mean, there was a Mexican wave going on.
It's unbelievable. It was one of the best atmospheres. I mean, we always talk about US, UK, anywhere. That was one of the best atmospheres I've seen. But as the fight started going on, people were starting to think he could win this. I mean, look, the weight difference was a massive advantage for him. Like, he was walking Danny down the first 2 rounds. Even Danny said just now, like, he was hitting me, to the body, and I was thinking, Jesus. Like, but he was a big guy. And I just think again, like us saying to a fighter, you can't do that, but you can't do that.
Especially a Mexican fighter.
Exactly, and that's the thing with the heritage, with the pressure, with the dad. Like, and everyone's waiting for him to say. Like, if it was someone else, they would have got a load of stick. But him doing it magnifies it 20 times, and I don't really think there's a way back from it. I mean, I got a load of stick from doing him in this fight, and I have to say, even now, I don't regret it because the atmosphere was unbelievable. The ticket sales were huge. The ratings will be huge. So, but it's just a shame that it ended like that because the way the fight was going, if he would have just carried on and had a tear up and got sparked 2 rounds later, then everyone would have gone, "Fucking fair play, mate." But again, you bust your nose and you can't breathe.
It's easy for us to see.
But you're expected to carry on. People don't. People who have bought tickets and have had 10 Coronas aren't going to go, "Fair play. You busted your nose. You can't breathe. You shouldn't have to carry on." but this is the fight game, and the fans expect you to go the extra mile, especially when they've seen Martinez Rosales like a couple of minutes before, where two guys have just gone to absolute hell and back, just battering each other. Do you know what I mean?
Cracking fight.
So yeah, I mean, I don't really know what's just a really unique experience, one I'll never forget. I mean, I've had a couple of weeks. Well, I've had a year that I'll never forget. You know, I've had a decade that I'll never forget. To be honest with you, I've had a fucking life I'll never forget. But yeah, that was. I mean, Michael Buffer was reading out the result under a ring card.
I know. That's one of the surreal moments.
The miracle man, Daniel Jacob, and he was just out. He was away. Yeah. And someone's just like, one of the media in there, local media, was like, does this deter you from coming back to Phoenix?
No,
in the slight, mate. The atmosphere was unbelievable. You should never throw things in a ring.
Of course.
And like I said, there was no violence, but still, you know, you get one of those plastic glasses full up with beer on the bonk, someone slung it down from the tiers. It ain't great. Mate, passionate people. I love Mexican fans.
Yeah, me too.
But they should, you know.
You've got some Mexican fighters now. You mean?
Yeah, fantastic.
Martinez, you mentioned.
Yeah, they've got Juan Estrada.
Yeah.
You know, Mikey Garcia. I mean, we've got all. I believe that all the top Hispanic fighters are on DAZN. Trying to think if there's any. Maybe David Benavidez, but you know. So that's what you want. They sell tickets. You know, and the same with Julio. Like, I mean, look, I think he's done.
Yeah.
Like in terms of his credibility. Because his credibility coming into this fight was at an all-time low, and we still sold 11,000 tickets. Still one of the best atmospheres I've ever had. Viewing figures will still be huge, but like, how many more chances? I mean, I got criticised for giving him another chance. So now he's done that. It's a shame because he can fight, you know. I'm gutted because I was kind of hoping that he would really put in a good performance tonight. Like I said, I didn't believe he'd win the fight.
You weren't the only one thinking that. I think we all thinking that he was going to put in a good performance. We were going to get the fight.
I just felt that like when you've had so much criticism, it kind of makes it harder to do what he did.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because surely you've got to be thinking to yourself, "Fuck, my nose is busted, but I can't turn it in because I'll get absolutely crucified if I do that."
Yeah.
So fuck it, off we go. Let's have a tear up.
I guess that's easy for me and you to say.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I'm not a coward, but I'm probably quite close to being a coward. And I think I think even me, like with all the stick, like, you know, I just think that.
Well,
I don't know. Again,
some good head movement. I'll give you that.
No, I'm probably talking about. By the way, Chavez's head movement in, I think it was the fourth round. Did you see? It was great. I was really enjoying the fight. Jesse Vargas was next to me. Mikey Garcia was on the other side. They were all going, I think he's going to win this. You know, after like 3 or 4 rounds. But yeah, wild, mate, wild.
Just go with Danny Jacobs in. Where does he go from here?
I think he should fight for the world title. I think he should fight. I think if whoever gets the world title fight against Canelo out of Billy Joe and Callum Smith, if they do get it, I think he should fight the other one, and he should fight for the super middleweight world title. It's a big fight in England or America. He's a great fighter. Like, you could see the first 2 rounds, he was getting walked down. He was just thinking, like me, this geezer's huge. But then once he started to find his feet, move side to side, sit down on his punches, you know, he was impressive in the end. And it was that he busted his nose, but also I think Julio was starting to feel the pace and started to know, this guy's hurting me now, and I'm probably going to get stopped. So I'll take the easy route. Well,
Gabe Rosado's in the ring just
now.
Yeah,
I know. I feel sorry for him because I was going to box him earlier in the night, and then I said, you know what I'll do? I'll put you as a swing bout, but then a lot of the fights went late, other than Mo Hooker, and then he was going to go on TV straight after the Chavez fight, and then obviously the shit hit the fan, and then he had to wait for it. It's a nightmare. But listen, he's getting active, and he'll be in a big fight in February or March.
Not Danny Jacobs, I don't think, because even though we had
I mean, look, it's an entertaining fight, but I think if Danny's got to be looking at challenging for the world title.
Talk to me a little bit about the card then before we wrap up here, because it's only 11 o'clock.
It's quite early for one of us. Talk about the card.
Martinez,
just unbelievable.
Martinez,
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, probably one of my favourite fighters right now out there in terms of entertainment. You know what, Annie? Every now and again you meet a young kid and they've just got so much. You know, you go from the extremes of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. to Julio Cesar Martinez, right? And the fucking bollocks on this kid. Like, he would, if you said to him now, go on Julio, run through that fucking wall, he'd be head first through the wall. That's the difference, you know. And it is such a joy to work with people like that, you know. He won the world title tonight. He's got so many big fights in him, mate. He's going to be... They love him. I mean, they loved him tonight. That was a breakout win. Big fan base will come from Mexico, and he will always be in great fights. He's a beast. He's an absolute
so maybe
beast.
5'3".
Yeah, but I think what he's got to do is he's got to try and unify that division, and then he's got to try and move up and fight the big boys at super flyweight. Juan Estrada, you know, Rungvisai, Yafai, Gonzalez. I mean, these fucking... But he's going to be... He got rocked once in the fight because he just sometimes he trades with his chin in there, but my God, is he entertaining.
The fight, I was saying to Anthony Leva when we were sitting ringside, I said they're fighting like heavyweights here. They're just both of them are just standing in the pockets, just throwing big bombs.
And Rosales is tough, you know. I mean, he got stopped on his feet. Good decision by the ref, taking too much punishment. Hooker was a bit of a weird one. Good body shot, but Taylor. Yeah, good fight. Josh Taylor, Regis Prograis, good fight for Mo Hooker. Ray Ford was great tonight, really good. Good win for Reshat Mati. Liam Smith, good fight, good performance. I think you sometimes got to be careful to keep him motivated in fights that are going to bring out the best in him. You know, he's had 3 fights this year: London, Mexico, and here. And Eggington and I can't remember the other geezer's name, and Garcia tonight. All fights where he's looked really good, but probably he wanted that big fight, and now we've got to deliver that for him next. Josh Kelly, good to get the rounds in. A little bit wasn't the sharpest tonight, but good to get the rounds in. Avanesian's next. Sink or swim. Done. Signed. Everybody signed a contract for that. Let's see it. Let's see what he's made of, and I think you'll get the best out of him in that performance. Good performance from Danny Aryalusinov. Really starting to improve now as the levels go up of the opponents. You'll see the best of him, and I want to stick him in deep next fight.
I want to say I interviewed Rashad Mati and I interviewed Ray Ford. Both of them called you out in the interview saying, Eddie, get me on the Miami show. Everybody
wants to. No, Rashad is not on a Miami show. He's boxed about 3 times in about 3 months. He's having a rest. Ray Ford, maybe everyone wants to get on the Miami show. Everyone wants to get on.
I want to get there, but
everyone now wants to get on the Dallas show with Mikey Garcia and Jesse Vargas.
Touch me about that fight. You expecting them? I don't want to stereotype Mexican fighters, but I am.
Yeah.
Are we going to expect a war between these two?
I mean, again, it's hard. We've talked about Barrera Morales. You know, it could be a fight like that. I mean, it's a lot to live up to. But listen, Mikey Garcia is just all out war, and so is Jesse Vargas. Never in a bad fight. It's going to be huge. And it's good because those two sort of take, you had Terence Crawford there tonight going, hey man, I want to fight the winner. All of a sudden that becomes a big fight in the division, and the winner, we're going to make a monster fight for him.
I've got to ask this question, last question before we're going to have a beer. You up for that?
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely. Did you see Shannon Courtney's knockout?
Yeah, really good. Really good. I saw the whole show. Good show, well done Richard Rackpour. A little bit messy at times, but still good fight, good win. Great fight, Richard Sugden. Luther Clay, good win. And I think Shannon Courtney's coming on. Very excited. Good fan base. Good fighter. Nice person. Worked hard. Excited about it 2020. And I just want to say thank you to all the fans at home. That is the end of the decade. What a decade it has been. We've come a long way, haven't we? Over 10 years. I mean, 10 years ago, I was probably in Hillsborough Leisure Centre with Kell Brook fighting Lovemore and Do.
No,
what a 10 years. I mean, Froch Butte, Groves 1, Froch Groves 2, Kell Brook against Sean Porter, Tony Bellew winning the WBC against McCarbu, Darren Barker winning the world title.
Haight versus Harrison?
Haight, no, about that one. Anthony Crolla winning the world title and defending it. Tony Bellew beating David Haye twice. Joshua beating Klitschko. The Joshua Dillian White fight.
Joshua Ruiz 1 and 2.
Dillian White, Chisora 1 and 2. Joshua Ruiz 1 and 2. Mate, it's just been unbelievable. Coming over here, starting in America, starting in Italy, starting in Spain. Next year it'll be Canada, Japan, Germany. It's been amazing. I was actually thinking to myself today, fucking what a great life you've got. You know,
you.
Me. And you.
Yeah,
everybody.
Yeah,
but
of course,
it's like sometimes you can get a little bit, oh God, another week. And, you know, it's hard being away from your family, and, you know, you phone up the missus and she's like, oh, you're all right over there? Yeah, and the kids are crying in the background and driving her mad, and you know, it's difficult because you feel that sometimes you're missing out on them growing up. And if you want to be successful at anything, you've got to make huge sacrifices. That can be physical, mental, emotional, family. You know, for me, it's probably a little bit of all of them, because I'm flying around the world, my back's fucked. You know, I'm a little bit on the tubby side, but I'm handsome. And I'm missing my kids. You know, I'm missing my missus.
That's what I said to you the other day. What keeps you motivated when you do this?
Just, I don't know. I get that question quite a lot. And I always thought it was like going back to Chavez, I had a successful father, and growing up, everyone said, Barry Earnshaw. I'd get in the cricket team for Essex. Oh, you only got in the cricket team because Barry Earnshaw. You know, I got my first job in a sports agency. Oh yeah, you got that job because your dad get you that job. So I always probably had a chip on my shoulder to try and outperform him, and that's why maybe I quite like Chavez, because he had what I had times a million with the dad he had. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he weren't good enough. He'd never be as good as his father. Unfortunately for my old man, I'm even better than him. You know, but that was my motivation, was trying to be almost like my own man.
Yeah.
You know, and now people say, "Oh, you're Eddie Hearn's dad," to my old man. You know, but I've sort of done that. And what is the motivation now? It just feels as though I have an obligation to my family to finish what he started, which was coming from Dagenham, creating a business that for years and years struggled, became very successful, now went to the next level. I just don't know where it ends. You know, I mean, we could drop down and die tomorrow. Anyone could. So you've got to enjoy yourself. You know, sometimes you get a little bit too wound up with working and, well, you know, making money and, you know, selling out arenas and doing pay-per-view shows and delivering. Sometimes you just got to just chill. You know, you've got one life. Anything can happen in this life. You don't know how long you're going to be here for. So just enjoy every day. Because how many people, when they get ill or they're on the, you know, go, they have regrets, or they go, do you know what, enjoy your life. I wish I would have done that, We all do it. Doesn't matter, you could do so much, but you always wish you would have done more. And the one thing I say about my old man is, I think when he dies, which, you know, probably won't be too far, hopefully I'll hurry up and nick a few quid off him. He would, I really believe that he's the kind of person that would go, mate, I couldn't have lived an extra second of one day. So that's the rule you got to live by. Because at the end of the day, nothing really matters. We're all going down there in the ground, you know? So enjoy yourself while you're here, work hard, set your goals, achieve them, love your family. But most importantly, keep breathing. Because if you don't keep breathing, you're fucked.
And I was going to say that was the last question. That was a perfect way to end this interview, but I've got to talk about Kell Brook's Sheffield, that card. Mm-hmm. Just quickly on that, Dave
Good
Allen,
fight. I mean, you get, as always, oh, who fuck's Mark DeLuca? Look at TJ Dehenny's tweet today. He said, you guys are idiots. This is a real fight, and it is a real fight. DeLuca can fight, he's fit as fuck, he can punch, he's a strong 154, he's top 10 in the world with the WBA, he's full of beans, like he wants to win. It's a tough fight for Kell Brook. Great fight for Terry Harper against Eva Wallstrom, WBC world title, IBO. Kid Galahad in a really tough fight against Marrero, final eliminator for the IBF. He'll be Josh Warrington's mandatory again if he can win that. Return of Dave Allen, Anthony Tomlinson, British title eliminator, etc., etc. And I'm going to go and have a slash.
Well, piss?
Yeah.
That's the great way. That's the perfect way to end this interview.
Cheers, mate.
Take a piss, Eddie.
Well, I'll see you back at the hotel.
Yeah, definitely.
He is special.